Okay, this is Algebra Unit 7, Day 4. We're going to convert to vertex form. So the first couple of ones, we're just going to go through the review and convert them back and forth. So on the first one, to convert to vertex form, we're going to find our ABC. Remember, this is standard form. So we have an A, B, C. So A is equal to 4, B is equal to 16, and C is equal to 8. So we're going to take this to find our vertex. So in the vertex, we're going to use the formula, negative B over 2A. And what that will do is it's going to identify the X value in our ordered pair of vertex. So we're going to go through and we're going to do negative 16 over 2 times 4. So negative 16 over 8, which is negative 2. So in our ordered pair, X is equal to negative 2. So now we're going to go through and find our Y value. Now, in order to find the Y value, you've got basically two options. You can go through and substitute, or you could put it in your calculator if you had rather, and find what pairs up with negative 2. So to substitute, you'll do 4 times negative 2 squared plus 16 times negative 2 plus 8. And then when you do that, you're going to just put that in your calculator, and that will give you your Y value. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Okay, so now that you've had time to put that into the calculator, that gives you negative 8. To put this into vertex form, we're going to do f of x is equal to, our first number is our A value, which is 4, x minus your x value of negative 2 squared, plus your Y value, which is minus 8. So that's going to give me x plus 2 squared minus 8. So f of x is equal to 4 times x plus 2 squared minus 8. So we took that to vertex form from standard form. Okay, now we're going to do the reverse. We're going to convert from vertex to standard. So basically, we're just working this out. So 5 times x minus 6 times x minus 6 plus 7. So we have to work out x minus 6 squared. So I'm just going to do the box. X minus 6, x minus 6. So x squared minus 6x, negative 6x, positive 36. So that's going to give me x squared minus 12x plus 36, and then plus 7. So we're going to use our distributive property, 5 times x squared, 5 times 12x, 5 times 36, which is 180, and then plus 7. So that gives me 5x squared minus 60x plus 182. So now we've taken it to standard form. So we went from standard to vertex, vertex to standard. Now we're going to do step functions and piecewise functions. Okay, we're going to do these are called step functions, S-T-E-P, because they just look like steps. So the first one we're going to do, f of x equals 5. So we're going to go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go from negative 2. Now, the way that you know if you're going to enclose your circle, you're going to use our inequalities. So Negative 2 is closed. We go to 0. 0 is open. I meant to keep that in red. And that's open, so there is your first one. Then we go to 3, and we're going to enclose 0, go to 2, open 2. Then we go to 1. Actually, I was supposed to go to 3, and I went to 2, so I'm going to redo that one. I went from 5 to 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do 0 to 2. Okay, then I'm going to do 1. So I'm going to go between 2 and 4. So it just looks like steps. You're climbing steps. So I started the first one at 5. So that means our Y is 5. So I go to my 5, 3, and 1. And then I do my X values in between. So to find f of 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3 and go up to where it meets my line. Well, the part of a line, the little step part that we have. And so 3 is going to meet with 1. So f of 3 is equal to 1. Because you come over here to 3 on X and go up to where it meets your line. F of negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see that it's not going to meet with anything, so it cannot be determined. And that's a step function. So we're going to do 4 of these, and then we're going to do 4 piecewise. Okay, we're going to go to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go between 0 and 3. And remember, you're going to identify with these, which you're going to use. So we're going to go to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be 1, 2, 3. We're going to enclose 3, open 5. Then we're going to go to negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's enclosed. And we're going to open them 7. It's not always closed and then open. It just depends on the question. Then we're going to find the function type. So we go to 2 and go straight up. And 2 goes up to 6. We go to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to come down and meet with negative 1. Now, it doesn't go up and meet with the 4 because that's an open circle. So you're going to find it. I think I'm going to do this also. It just kind of makes it identify more. So you're going to just find where that is on your X and then go to where it meets with your Y. No, I did not. It is a step function. Okay, the next one. Same thing. Oh, did I identify? Okay, we're going to go to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to enclose 4 and go to 2 and leave 2 open. Then we're going to go to negative 2. We're going to go to 2 and close. Go to 4 and open. Then negative 1. We're going to enclose 4 and open 6. So our function type is a step function. If you have just the horizontal lines, it's going to be a step function. So now we're going to identify. We're going to go to 0. So 0 is going to meet with 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 is going to go with 4. Oops, I forgot to change that back. So that's going to be 4. And then we go to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to come down, and it's going to meet with negative 1. Okay, one more step function, then we'll do a few piecewise. So we're going to go to we're going to go to 3. So 1, 2, 3. Negative 3 is going to be enclosed. 0 is open. And the way that you know which is which is by the inequality. If there's a line under it, you enclose it. No line, you leave it open. Okay, then we're going to go to 1. We're going to go between 0 is going to be closed to 2 is open. I'm going to make that one look a little bit more open because it doesn't look very open. So I'm going to tweak that a little bit. Okay, there. Okay, then we go to -2. We're going to go to 2, enclose it, open 5. Okay, then we're just going to match. So our function of -1, so we're going to go to -1, and that's going to go up to 3. Then we're going to go to 2, and it's going to go to -2. So it's a step function, 3, -2. Okay, that includes our step functions. Now we're going to go to the piecewise. These are called piecewise. P-I-E-C-E, wise. Now, we're just going to do these on the calculator. And the way that you put this in the calculator is you enter it. Now, you can do them in Desmos. I'll show you both. Now, if you're using a graphing calculator, you're going to go to Y1. And you're going to enter this as a fraction. So you're going to go to your second. No, you're going to go to alpha y equal. I'm sorry. You're going to go to alpha y equal. And that's going to give you a fraction. So in the numerator, you're going to type in -2x plus 1. Then you're going to go to your denominator, and you're going to type x is less than or equal to 2. Now, to get to the inequality, you're going to type second, and then you're going to type the math key. Second math. And that's going to give your inequality. Then you're going to go to Y2. You're going to go to your alpha y equal. You're going to type your 5x minus 4 into the calculator. You're going to go to your denominator. X is greater than 2. And the way you're going to type in your inequality is second math, and then choose your inequality. Then you're going to go to your second graph and look at your list. And then you're going to scroll down the list to your -4. And only one of these is going, and what it's doing is it's giving you 2 parts of a graph put together. This is two linear lines or two linear equations, and it's just giving you part of that linear equation. So you're trying to find the same thing we just did where it's going to meet. So this was going to meet at 9. F of 8 is going to be 36, and F of 2 is -3. So you can see if you were to go through to graph -2x plus 1, or if you look at it in your calculator, remember 1 is going to be our y-intercept, and our slope is -2. So you would graph. Now when you graph this, we're only talking about x is less than or equal to 2. So anything that's not that is going to be erased away. Then you would graph the second one, and then you would take away anything that's greater than, and what happens is it puts 2 parts of a line together where they don't overlap. So you can look at the graph that's going to be on your calculator. So what we're going to put over here is on calculator. Now, if you're using Desmos, you can put this into Desmos. And the way you'll put it into Desmos is you'll put -2x plus 1. And then you have to use the bracket. And then you're going to type x is less than or equal to 2. Close your bracket. So you can put it in Desmos exactly the same way. And look at your graph. Okay, same thing here. We're going to enter this into the calculator. So y1, you would do x squared plus 3 over x is less than 1. Then you're going to do y2. 2x plus 1 over x is greater than or equal to 1. Now again, you can put it in Desmos. The only thing when you put it into Desmos you have to remember is you have to put it in a bracket. So you'll go to the keyboard, or I think it's a keyboard somewhere in there, and type in your x is less than 1. Now you can't use the brace, you have to use the full bracket. And that will work also. So f of negative 2 is going to be 7. F of 6 is 13. And f of 1 is 3. Okay, so go through, put that in the calculator. You can always start and stop on the video. Now, this one's going to work a little bit differently, only because we've got two of these. Because of this right here. It has to be different. You're still going to do the same thing, but you're going to put it in a little bit differently. So y1, oops, let me change the color, you can't see that one. Y1 is going to be x minus 1 over x is less than or equal to 0. Even if you're putting it into Desmos, you have to do the same thing. You're still going to put 2x minus 1 in the numerator, but when you go to put this part into the denominator, you can't put it in like, well, you could put it in, but it's going to give you an incorrect answer. You have to separate it out and use the word and. And x has to be first. So x is going to be greater than 0 and I'll tell you how to get that, x is less than or equal to 5. And x has to be greater than 0. You're putting two different equations. Now, if you want to get the and in the graphing calculator, you're going to do your second math, and then you're going to scroll over one to logic. I think, let me double check on my calculator. I think that's what it says. Yes, you go over to logic and you're going to find the word is number 1. And it says and. So to get the and, you go to where you would get the inequality. And then you're going to type the last one. You're going to put 3 in the numerator, and then x is greater than 5. So if you want to look at the graph, you can. So negative 2 is going to be negative 3, and put calculator. F of 6 is going to be 3 and 1. Now, before we could use the graphing calculators, we had to go through and graph all this to find the piecewise graph. No, I did not. So this is piecewise. And I think what piecewise is, you're just putting pieces of graphs together. So it's called piecewise. And on the step, oh, did I put piecewise? So again, this is piecewise. See, the difference is on the first one, you don't have just a number like you did on the step functions. So you're going to enter these into the calculator. So you're going to do y1 is going to be 2x minus 1 over x is less than or equal to negative 2. Now, the next one's where you're going to have to separate it. So you're going to have to do x is greater than negative 2 and x is less than or equal to 3. The x has to come first. So that's why you have to flip around. That was 2. And then y3 is going to be negative x plus 2 over x is greater than 3. Then negative 4 is going to be negative 9, 4, and negative 3. Okay, and I'm going to also put the study guide, the first study guide, and I've already posted the answers to the study guide too.